YouTube, we're back in for more of our Essen Bonanza Explosion Blood coverage, brought to you by our amazing Kickstarter backers and these amazing sponsors down here. Be sure to show them some love down in the clickables down below. But right now, we're about to talk to Jess, who's going to tell us all about the upcoming game Lander. So hey Jess, what is Lander?
So Lander is a strategic resource management game, and what has happened is we are 100 years in the future, near 100 years, but we're still as young and beautiful as we are today. We're headed off to colonize a new planet, and a bunch of corporations have pitched in to share a spaceship headed out. The forward landing craft went in to get the planet started up, but unfortunately had a crash on its way into the atmosphere. So the crew members who have survived still need to get the planet ready for all those new colony members who are on the way. So their goal is to complete missions all set around getting the planet ready. And so they will focus on completing missions by building up their crew, building up their resources, and taking out their friends.
Can you show us how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our resource board, and so this is the crash site. Here we will start off with all these different resource sectors. Here this is set up as a two-player game. You see their different colors here in the tile. And you start off with each of these tiles at 1. You can grow your resources by getting new tiles, or you can actually upgrade tiles so that they begin producing more resources. So for example, this one is producing 1 of energy right now. Throughout the game you can upgrade it, now it's producing 2. If you feel a little bit spry, you upgrade it again, now it's producing 4. So you really manage the income of your resources through the board. It will grow throughout the game, throughout rounds. You get additional tiles. And that's a big part of the shape here of each of these pieces, where they'll click in and you'll add, every board will be different in every game. No two games will ever have the same board, will ever have the same resource payout, anything along those lines. The board will take its own shape kind of in each game, depending on what's on the board, what missions people are going for, what anybody is trying to achieve. So that's the resource board. Then we have our crew, and so you'll always start out with 2 crew members who have survived the crash, and throughout the game, either through resource use to purchase new crew members or through different abilities, you're going to grow your crew. That's how you're going to be able to do missions. We have 3 types of crew. We have scientists, engineers, and operations. And so in order to complete the missions, you're going to need to be able to go through and develop out your crew to have to meet the criteria, whether it's they have to have a certain amount of science, certain amount of operations. What's really cool about the crew though is that they each have, not only do they each have a class level, they've all got traits, so they'll start with 2 of 6 traits, but every crew member in the game, over 50 crew member, has a unique leadership ability that is only active when they're the leader for your crew. So for example, this specific person, once per round, she can get 2 additional resources by using her ability. Nobody else in the crew has that ability, and you can't use it unless she's your leader. So again, just like the resource mat is different in every game, your crew layout is going to be different in every game. And then you use training cards to train your crew up. So you might want to add a new trait to them, or these are all traits, or train them up in a different area. And what's great about it is, just like in life, anyone can learn anything. So you can take a scientist and you can teach them some operations. And so you can really manage your crew. But the coolest part about it, or at least my opinion on the funnest part, is when it comes to action. So on top of managing your crew, which happens in a lot of games, you develop your own resources and you manage your own crew, we have action cards, and these allow you to take action to do things for yourself or against your opponents. And that can be anything from getting extra cards, to getting extra resources, to killing people, whether that be your opponent or yourself. Because hey, you're on a new planet. If you gotta kill yourself for food, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And so these become really fun because they help you interact with other players. There's a lot of ways that you can defend yourself, that you can attack other players, that you can just pickpocket them and maybe not kill them, so on and so forth. And then again, on the theme of every game being different, is as you go through the game, we have event cards, and as in every round, event cards will come out that help us learn about this planet, whether it's abundant or scarce, or has a penchant for killing people. And so each time a round starts, an event will come out, and just like in life, something will happen, and then the player will get to choose how they react to it. And so these can be good or good for me or bad for you, bad for me or good for you, all kinds of different combinations where it really plays on how you would naturally interact with events that happen during life. So you go through the game, and again, your goal is to complete missions, and you do that by developing up your crew, developing up your resources, and through several rounds, you increase your ability to complete all kinds of different missions.
And this is coming to Kickstarter next year, correct?
Yes, so we are at a point where we have completed the game mechanics of it. What you're seeing is a prototype of the game, and our next version of it, coming to Kickstarter, will include all the incredible artwork, where we'll be taking it from what you have seen here to having some really great artwork. Our artist is incredible. He's from Austria, and he does a unique style that he calls painterly realism, which it doesn't look too surrealistic or painting, but it's also not photorealistic, and that's quite beautiful. So between now and early summer of 2018, we're going to be working on getting some incredible art, and at early summer of 2018, we'll be hitting Kickstarter.
All right, very, very cool. Thank you very much, Jess. That is Lander. If it looks like it might be your cup of tea. Oh, so where can we send people that are more interested in it now?
People who are more interested in it now can go to landerthegame.com or landerthegame on any social media, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
All right, sounds good. If it looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to check that out. If you're enjoying this Essen coverage, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.